It's not a secret. AI is taking over, it's improving at a fast pace, and it is already insanely impressive. Sure, it's not perfect. It makes mistakes. In its current state, you can oftentimes still notice it when something was made with artificial intelligence. It's notorious for not getting fingers right. Sometimes it just spawns additional limbs out of nowhere, doesn't get an ear right, or it doesn't get landscapes or water right. Sure, but at the same time it's also already very impressive. ChatGPT released in 2022, and students have been using it to do their homework for them or write their college papers for them since then. It can help programmers with coding and provide them with actual code. YouTubers have been making thumbnails with it for some time now. YouTubers have been making whole entire videos with it for some time now.
Punch it down.
People are able to generate some crazy videos now.
Artists get replaced for the much cheaper AI option. You can make music with AI. You can fake voices, make someone say something they never said whatsoever.
I never actually said this, but even so, I sound pretty real, don't I?
There have been many cases where someone's reputation was ruined because someone used AI to put them in porn videos.
I'm sure a lot of you saw it. It's been a major talking point for a little bit. Basically, there were a lot of AI-generated images of Taylor Swift getting by Chiefs fans. And it's become a huge talking point in the mainstream media, so much so that there's even calls for Congress to make new legislation around AI generative content and stuff. But soon it's going to be happening to your mom, your sister, you, anybody, because it's more and more easily accessible by the day. And recently a 17-year-old took their own life after falling victim to a similar scam.
And very often, AI content looks perfectly real, undistinguishable from a real video.
Oh, I think that would be marvelous fun.
Yes, it is very fun. But
Yes, it is very good.
It's very fun.
I can talk.
Yes.
We can talk.
Yes.
Yeah.
We can talk.
We can talk.
We can talk.
Yes, talk.
Moist Critical has made many videos on AI.
As he mentions in that tweet, he claims that he used to spend like $500,000 making pharmaceutical commercials. Meanwhile, he was able to generate this minute 16-second ad for $500 on VO in less than a day. He said, "I've been a professional filmmaker for 15 years and it's getting very difficult to tell if this is fake." And then he played another AI-generated video that's also pretty impressive. And then he said, "In what world is not all media generated within 2 years?" Unfortunately, I think he's pretty close to the money here. I don't think it's going to be all media. I think that's a little exaggeratory. But I think in the next 2 years, we're going to see a huge shift in the amount of AI content where on specific places like YouTube and Twitter, a ton, maybe even the majority of the content you consume is non-human. There was already that report that I've mentioned numerous times here about how almost half of the internet now is actually bots. Like there is a 50-50 shot the person you're interacting with online is not a person at all, but instead a bot. It's already out of control, and now with this technology getting so good, it's only going to continue to spiral the problem more and more out of control. So this is going to be an extremely appealing option for these companies because the only risk is a reputational hit where people criticize them for using AI in their advertisements. But because this technology is becoming more and more normalized, more and more people are being accepting of it anyway. So they can save a ton of money and eventually people will stop caring, and they know that. They're banking on that.
And after the last one, where he talked about ads being made with AI, I felt like making this time capsule video, capturing the current state of AI in May 2025. I'm curious to compare the state of AI in a few years to now. So, hi to in a few years. As of right now, there are still artists, they are affordable, you can get a thumbnail for $5 to $20 on Fiverr. ChatGPT in college is a big topic and it's not viewed very fondly. Professors and teachers, etc., try to design their homework and so on in ways that don't work properly with ChatGPT and other measures against it. It is oftentimes still noticeable if something is made with AI. People currently care about that and dislike it.
Let's start right away with Nintendo, who has been facing backlash online. We can see this posted up over on Eurogamer. The statement comes after eagle-eyed viewers watching the game's recent Nintendo Treehouse livestream noticed in-game billboards by the sides of the racetrack that featured artwork similar in appearance to that made by generative AI. So let's take a look at these billboards real quick.
The reason why I'm mentioning this is because I think some believe AI is just the future and people will get used to it and stop complaining about it.
More and more people are being accepting of it anyway, so they can save a ton of money and eventually people will stop caring.
I wonder if that will actually happen. Maybe. Right now, people who use AI oftentimes get years criticism, complaints, and negativity thrown at them. Let's see if the amount of complainers will decrease. In my first semester in cultural studies, one of the things that I learned about was Raymond Williams' structure of feeling. Basically, it's about the lived experience of a culture at a certain time. Sure, you can learn about a culture at a certain time, but you will never really get to the very bottom of how it exactly was and how exactly it felt, because you weren't there. Well, that's why I'm making this video. To better capture the structure of feeling right now. Like back in the day, it was a lot more normal for parents to hit, physically abuse their children. I'm 30, I still remember when that was more normal. The world is different now and it's a lot less common or socially accepted. The word gay used to be an insult in schools. That got a lot less to my knowledge.
But the worst has to be the cogs, which, without talking about the scene in depth, is basically sexual assault played for laughs, and that's not okay. Bad Fur Day was made in a different time, and it was not the only piece of media making jokes like this, but while that context is important, it is not an excuse.
Times and cultures change, so here it is, a slice of the current state of AI. Right now, it's fascinating, mostly looked down on and despised. If developers use AI, they get lots of loud complaints, even YouTube videos about how they cheated with AI. Oftentimes still faulty and noticeable, but at the same time already very realistic and sometimes undistinguishable from real life. And that's it for today's Sunday's video. If you liked it, then there's a like button for you. Tell me what you think in the comments below, and if you're new here, consider subscribing. Bye!